A major new WWE signing undergoes surgery, plus an AEW star is out of action till next year. And more Wyatt Sicks and Uncle Howdy teases from Raw. It's all in the Cultaholic Wrestling news right now. Julia is the talking point again today, as we saw her make her post-stardom in-ring debut at Marigold, a match that saw her suffer an injury that may cause some issues to her WWE debut. What's the latest on that?
Well, she's scheduled to compete at the next Marigold show on July the 13th against Sari, but Julia herself told Tokyo Sports what led to her injury in that match at Marigold. She said, "That day, my arm bent in the opposite direction."
As you do.
That must be horrible. As a result, I broke a bone. I was told that surgery would be the fastest recovery, and I decided to undergo surgery because I wanted to wrestle against Sari in perfect condition.
It's very rare where surgery is the fastest option to recovery.
Yeah, normally you get your stuff opened up and then the stuff has to close back up and heal. I'm a doctor.
Dr. Ross Twaddell and Dr. Mantis Toboggan bringing you the latest on that one. Julia is working with Marigold, and as she said there, she is hopeful to be back in the ring by July 13th to face Sari. Rossi Ogawa's new promotion is getting started with a lot of energy behind it, and Julia, along with WWE, are working in partnership with this, because Julia has signed to WWE. She's set to be part of NXT in the summer, but will be allowed, according to Fightful, to come and go between Marigold and NXT once he gets underway on a Tuesday night.
Unprecedented scenes, Tom.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And this is part of this new era that we're seeing, because we saw people popping up. We saw WWE guys popping up at GCW for Bloodsport. Shayna Baszler and Charlie Dempsey were there. We've seen wrestlers announce. We've seen guys turning up at. Saw Charlie Dempsey challenging for championships in Japan. We've seen Shinsuke Nakamura as part of Great Muta's retirement tour. It's part of this, the Paul Levesque era. The Paul, you don't want me in the photograph Levesque era that is giving us wrestlers going away and doing other things. And this is a really unprecedented contract for her. And we wish her a full and speedy recovery.
Yeah.
It's a less speedy recovery for our boy Eddie Kingston, though.
Yeah, Peter Inside, I have an update. We had the news break last week that he needed surgery on his ACL and MCL. Peter Insider now saying that Eddie Kingston is currently slated to go under the knife to repair his ACL and meniscus tears on the 7th of the 8th. Or is it the 8th of the 7th, Tom?
Oh, it's America, so it's August. It's the 8th of July.
8th of July, he's going under the knife. Kingston previously relayed to PeterInsider.com that he has been advised that he initially will have to wait for the fracture in his leg to heal and to do some physical therapy before surgeons can then focus on his knee. It obviously comes off that big barricade spot that he did with Gabe Kidd, where his knees just took all of the brunt of the force off a suplex from the apron to said barricade.
Kingston has been advised it's going to likely be 10 months before he's able to return to the ring. That would place a comeback, according to quick maths, should there be no timeline changes, May 2025.
That feels like it should be 10 years in the future, never mind, just about a year. Just about a year from now.
I'm gutted for him, because I was, it would lovely to have seen him doing stuff at Wembley this year. Love to see him part of Full Gear later in the year, but no, it's going to be this coming into the summer of next year that we see him. Kingston told PW Insider last week he's not mad. I don't give an F. It's what happens when you wrestle. Just got to get effing better.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
As I was saying last week as well, he is a wrestler who, once he does make his return, will make this entire sort of saga of his life, getting injured and the recovery and whatnot, a massive part of his character. That'll make you feel real life things.
And it's lovely with someone like Eddie Kingston, who his story has always been very documented, that he came so close to the end of days. Like he was on the verge of being homeless at points because he was pursuing this wrestling career and not being able to make money to make ends meet. And now he's at a point where this injury has happened, and had AEW not been there, this would have been something that would have really caused a massive lifestyle issue. But he's got guaranteed money now, and that's a comfort that comes with someone that's grafted for a long time.
Yeah,
whichever company you're in.
Yeah, and ultimately he deserves it, because he's one of the best.
He is one of the best. As one person starts their journey back, another AEW name says goodbye.
Yeah, yesterday on Busted Open Radio, Mark Henry sort of confirmed the news everyone had seen, that his AEW contract comes up sooner than Becky Lynch is there, Tom.
Far sooner. I.e., today is his last day. He said, Tony Khan said at the press conference that he was very happy and proud of what we did together. This is a quote from Mark Henry. I feel exactly the same way. I appreciate everything that happened at AEW with Tony Khan and the Khan family. I had a great experience. But I do feel it's time for me to take more time to handle themarkhenry.com and the Remarkable brand and focus that attention on what my my next steps are. I am not going to be renewing my deal.
It's nice to hear that it's amicably parting ways between the two parties.
It's always nice when that goes that way, but he has said that whilst he spent a couple of years with AEW, joined in 2021, he was an announcer, a talent scout, a coach, he was a spokesman, and he said that he didn't want to be in AEW if he couldn't give all of his focus to it, and I think he's very keen to build his own brand, his own IP, and do his own thing there. No bad blood, positive experiences all around. It's nice to hear it, and we wish Mark Henry the best on his next main event.
Now it's time for the main event.
For the main event.
Sorry, that was awful.
Lovely. We'll do the main event of this news video now, which is QR codes from the Wyatt Sicks. What, another one? Yes, another one. We had another one pop up on Raw last night with more clues and more hints to the debut of this new Uncle Howdy faction. Arguably some of the creepiest stuff so far.
Yeah, the QR code this time led to another page on WWE.com, this time featuring a video of the missing therapist confirming that she was safe and well. So it seemed. Da 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 da. She ends the video by saying, "I'm just glad he set me free," and gave a creepy smile for about 20 unbroken seconds.
I thought it was a still. I thought it was a still till I saw her shoulders moving up and I was like, she's just staring, unblinking. Yeah. That's terrifying.
We've all been there. It's like you and Jeff Jarrett, innit? You see Jeff Jarrett cross the restaurant, like,
I got my eyes on you. So there's 3 videos in this QR code. The second is somebody watching that video on a laptop in the room where the therapist was sat. In the chair the therapist was sat, we briefly see the silhouette of what looks like maybe Uncle Howdy.
He's been doing the rounds because the one over the weekend, I think it was either from SmackDown or King and Queen of the Ring. A lad's playing 2K24, and then Howdy's the silhouette of Howdy's in the doorway watching this guy play 2K24.
I believe it's Rob Fell, who is the guy who's writing the Uncle Howdy creative.
Oh, I see.
I believe it's his living room. I think it's him playing 2K.
Well, he should know that Uncle Howdy's stood behind him watching him play 2K24. You're going to die soon, Rob. You're going to die.
You'd think he'd know, wouldn't you? You'd think he'd know. We also see a little flash briefly of the silhouetted, possibly Uncle Howdy figure in the mirror as well. There's also a link to a screen grab of a Ring doorbell. It's labeled Ring Ring. And please tell me what I was meant to see in this, because unless it's just a hint of I went round someone's house or someone came to see me. Maybe. It just says connection lost.
Yeah.
Don't know what that was about.
There's been lots of modem play, I guess we'll say.
Modem play.
That noise back in the day. Wee, boo, 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 boo. Oh, I'll take you back to the early noise, having to walk down the stairs to plug the internet in, walk back up the stairs to go on your mum's computer.
Mum, get off the phone! I want to get back in Habbo Hotel. Classic days.
There's also Raven stuff, Tom.
Yeah, scroll down the page. You've got that little Raven. You click on it, and it takes you to the Kintsugi website, which I think's been around a couple of times now. Obviously, Kintsugi meaning when you break when you fix broken pottery
to make it better than it was before.
There's been lots of blogs and stuff written and journaling going on. The latest journal. It says, just a little longer, my beloveds, until all is revealed. Now we see, we gaze upon our calling, ever grateful to be chosen. Xenial arms opened wide, welcoming the very ones the world rejected. I am nobody, I am all of us. Now, the way that this journal entry is laid out, the first letters of each line spell June XVI, which is June 17th, using Roman numerals.
We're quickly learning in this saga of QR codes that the dates are not actually when they're going to debut. It's the date of the next thingy.
Yes, but that's how it's been, basically. Yeah. They also had Decree 900 appear on the website as well, very briefly. And a quick Google of that shows you it's the Guatemalan Land Reform Act, the date which was passed on, wait for it, June 17th. Oh. June 17th is the Raw after Clash at the Castle.
All right.
So I think, as opposed to this being confined me in Habbo Hotel a week Wednesday, I think this is where they rock up.
But I was thinking that for King and Queen of the Ring, because there was ones with the postcode of like the arena in Saudi Arabia. There was stuff about the date that the show was taking place, and then they didn't turn up again. Yeah. They missed the flight. What's going on?
Maybe they just missed the flight. It feels. I'm beginning to feel, because this is now like maybe the third or fourth time they've done a clue that's given us June 17th.
Right.
So I think they're heavily leaning into June 17th, whoever they are. So I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I love this almost as much as Wrestling Days loves this. I love this whole thing. Even I'm going, let's get on with it now.
Let's go, yeah.
Let's go now.
Especially when you start throwing dates in there. We've gone past several dates where we think, oh, they're going to turn up. But it's just the next day of the next clue. So how long can these clues go on for?
Hopefully not too long, because I remember when they first started popping up, I was like, oh, clue! And this morning, I genuinely felt my shoulders dip. Oh, okay. Oh, let's look through this, find that. And I'm really enjoying it, but I'm ready for it to be hurried up now.
Here's some analysis. Basically, what we've learned is Uncle Howdy is a big old dirty gooner. And what is happening here is we are getting gooned over and over and over and over again. And I do that with the sound effect for great effect there.
I thought you meant he was an Arsenal fan. Could be that as well, couldn't he? No. Bless his face.
The kids know what I mean, don't you, kids?
Oh, yeah, we're down with the kids over here, aren't we? And for the latest wrestling news throughout the day, whether you are or aren't down with the kids, you can check out Cultaholic.com. Stay safe.
Happy gooning.